Hey, everybody. Welcome to Everything Philly, your platform for information, entertainment, and discussions on some hard hitting topics. I'm Sharice.
Hello, Rob.
And I'm Shannon, aka Twin, and known on Instagram as Shizzy2G on all platforms.
Shizzy 2G.
Shizzy2G. First time I
Welcome.
got on the internet is 2000.
2000.
Welcome. It's good to have you here. We brought our guest on today. We want to talk a little bit about life situations. And from the little that I've learned about you and meeting you, I think you have a good story. And I'll be interested in our viewers as well. Um, just learning a little bit about yourself and life situations and that whole process.
Strengths, weakness,
So
motivations.
I'm a Mount Airy born, lived in
Uptown.
Uptown all my life. For those who don't know, I was paralyzed from a motorcycle accident in May of 1997, May 19th to be exact. I even probably know the exact time, about 5:30.
I remember the exact time myself.
And the reason why I know that because I wasn't supposed to be riding. But I think that's what the first hot day of the year at the pizza shop. 30 bikes roll up. We ride.
That's the times when bikes was
Like
was it.
it was it. Like bikes out. It wasn't no. I'm like, no, I'm going to play basketball. No, we ride. So it's one of them things. Once you see everybody else ride, well, let's go. They always say the worst accidents happen, 5 miles away from your home?
Always.
It's true.
You get
5
comfortable.
miles away from home. We ain't even 10 minutes into our ride. I wake up at ICU with a bunch of people just looking at me. I didn't even know what's wrong with me. I don't think I found out what happened to me and what I was going through until I got to rehab in Boston. That was probably like 2 months later. And you could see the nurse really didn't want to tell me. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna walk again. She was like, well, I don't know, but you could see she wanted to tell me, like, well, what you like looking at your chart. I don't think so. But she didn't want to really say, like, I don't think so. So she really didn't say. Now I'm like, well, what's wrong? How long gonna take me to walk? So she's like, I don't know. My mom and them wouldn't say nothing. So it took me looking at everybody like, what? Hold up, what's going on? And then that's when the doctor came in. I was like, well, we don't think you gonna ever walk again. And I still thought it was a joke. Like, what you mean? Like everything healed. So that's when I learned out about spinal cord injuries.
How
I'm
old were you at this time?
I just turned 21. I probably just celebrated my 21st birthday in December.
So that definitely had to be impactful as a young 21-year-old um,
full
living
of
a life, riding bikes.
full of life energy.
It was weird. Yeah. It was crazy because it was like that was the thing to do. If you wasn't skating, you was on motorcycles. If you wasn't on motorcycles, Rob had us doing something somewhere. We at Dorney Park. We on jet skis. We in Atlantic City gambling. I wasn't even old enough to gamble with this guy. And we in the city gambling at 16. But that's how it was. It wasn't, he didn't have like, even though we know you're not young, you with us, you getting it. So he treated you not as a kid, like, I know you is, but we having fun. Come on. So matter of fact, you going first. If you don't get in, we all leave.
That was a blow to all of us that day because that was one of the main figures in the group. Like he was a young boy, but he was part of the group. He was one of the ones that said, "Here, say spontaneous. Let's go. I'm
Yeah.
ready." So when something like that affects somebody, your partner, and he ain't gonna be able to enjoy them days no more. You give somebody that's full of energy to can't do it no more. Thinking about the feelings that he's going through, that's a hurt piece. That was a hurt piece for all of us that day.
The bikes are like super popular, and
Beyond,
I see them
beyond,
on
trust
nice
me.
days. They're doing their wheelies. It's the four
This
wheelers.
bike scene got nothing to do with the 90 bike scene. I promise you. This bike scene is nothing like what we did. Like we didn't ride bikes that just run lights and be 1,000 in a group and just doing dumb stuff. When you got on them bikes, that was a status.
It's a
That's them
status.
bulls from Uptown.
So
That's
your
the
your accident didn't have anything to do with you being careless with the bike or doing any. This was a.
Nope, just a mishap and really not paying attention. Like, you get in a situation that happens so fast and you try to get out of it and there's nowhere to go. So from the result of it that fast. So it's always one of them things with a bike. They always tell you, I think I was at the bike shop and the guy was like, there's only two types of riders. And I was like, no. He was like, yeah. And I was like, what kind are they? He's like, those who going down and those who been down. So you get on a bike, you're gonna fall. You just don't know your outcome.
True. Facts.
This
So at
was my first fall.
21, very young age, life changing situation. Talk to me about how you processed that and how you were
Well,
able to get through that at such a young
it was
age.
crazy because they didn't let me process it. As soon as I came home, it was like, yo, let's go. Kids, they was like sitting in the house, wherever they was at, my brother was at, anybody that I hung out with prior to that had me in those spaces. I don't care where we went. We went to a club. It could have been a million people in there. Oh, y'all making run for him. I don't care. We got to clear everybody out. Y'all making run for him. He coming in. Like I had clubs wanted to turn me away and they was like, nah, he coming in. Well, don't worry about that. It didn't matter. I don't care where we went. Whatever we wanted to do, I was there.
You
As
had a
if
strong support system.
beyond, like beyond. So many people like, yo, how you do it? It's like, because when I came home, nobody treated me like I was different. Even though I was different, it still was like, come on, you still the same person. You ain't dead. Come on. And as a big difference where I wasn't cleaned up. I ain't really had time to really think about it. Like I'm still going out. I'm an attractive guy, so I still was getting attention from the ladies. So I was like, all right, well, it's just a little bit different. So now let me learn about this injury. Then you learn so much, and then you find out the everybody think they know what's going on, or you get put in every situation. So somebody might have a uncle who was in a wheelchair. He might have been born like that. They don't know, so they just know he's in a wheelchair. So his injury could be totally different than mine. I'm automatically same thing. Like where I was at, I was in Colombia for my birthday in December. So, everybody want to give you the uplifting speech, thinking they gonna make you feel better for the rest of your life. And I be looking like I'm like, what are you talking about? But let me hear what you got to say. So this one girl gonna tell me how she was in a wheelchair for 2 months, so we the same. I'm like, we not the same. What do you mean? I know what you're going through. No, you don't. But okay. But I get that all the time. Somebody always trying to talk to you. You gonna walk again? And I always say, well, you ever seen a dead person come back to life? Like, no, no. I'm like, well, you need to learn about your spinal cord because it's similar when you kill something. That's why it's dead. It's no coming back. No, well, when that technology come out, if I'm here, I'm here. I'll be the first to try. But now, I can't worry about that.
You always had that mind frame, like I'm gonna still have fun. I'm still enjoy life. Because I remember not too long after the accidents, you was in the I wasn't even around. I don't know where I was at, but I seen the video, and
Oh
you
yeah,
was in the basketball tournament.
oh yeah. So yeah, that was weird because that was like the last thing on my mind. Like I love basketball, but as soon as I got in the hospital, they see me. They like, oh, you tall, you play basketball. I'm like, yeah. So next thing you know, I look, they got bulls coming down talking to me. What you want to play wheelchair basketball? So me, yeah. I don't, I don't know nothing about it, but all right, yeah, let's play. So old head named Joe, rest his soul, came and got me my first game. I ain't had no chair. I was using my everyday chair. No clue, but I know how to play basketball. You put in a hole, you play defense. So I get out there, they like, they give me the chairs. You all right? You all right? Choo, choo, choo. What the hell? Oh, this for real. Okay. We ain't playing. This ain't no pickup. So now it's like, oh, this what I'm talking about. So now, oh, y'all. So it's one of them things you competitive. It's
Right.
the same competitive. So now they talking trash. You ain't can't play. You ain't gonna be nothing. You ain't doing this. So I'm the hated guy. I'm the new guy. I'm the I not the knock on wood, but I'm the best looking guy.
Mhm.
You could look at like it was weird and I never knew it. So if you seen the team come in, it was like I was separate from them. So if I came in, I wasn't with them as it looked. So we all came in that wheelchair. It was like I was walking and they was coming in the wheelchair. Like that's how I was being treated. And I'm like, what are y'all saying? We all together, but I guess the way I just carried myself and presented myself is like I never presented myself as a person
In a wheelchair,
disabled. It's just
handpicked,
you see
right?
me in a I'm this person that you know in a wheelchair. So I always got that. So I never knew why it gravitated to me. So as I start getting better, that's when everything started coming in. So one day I'm sitting in the house, I get a phone call, and it's one of the guys down there directly. He's like, you want to shoot a commercial? I'm like, for who? Said, I got these people call me, said they looking for somebody play basketball in a wheelchair between 35 and 40. I'm like, all right, I didn't even know it was no money. He was like, oh yeah, they paying $3,000. Oh hell yeah. To shoot a commercial. Now I'm thinking we about is a commercial. We got down there, he's like, all right, just play basketball. And the whole time they just shoot. So if you go on Moss Rehab right now, you'll see me as soon as you come in, there's probably a picture bigger than that on the wall with me sitting there with a basketball. Then they put up like Moss Rehab was trying to compete with McGee, which I didn't even go to Moss Rehab. I went to McGee. So now I'm actually shooting a commercial for my rival, and I played for their McGee basketball team.
Mm.
So it was like, I mean, they couldn't really say nothing, but it was like when you start seeing people start seeing me. So it was weird when you walking out, you're like, ain't that you on the commercial? And I used to be like, nah, that ain't me. Like, that's you. I know it's you. I'm like, no, like you couldn't lie.
Right.
So it just got weird. So now you see buses coming by. So I'm like, they didn't tell me they was going to do all that. And they ran that for almost 10 years. The
Wow.
commercials and the platform. So they just ran a new one probably 4 years ago and they put my other young boy in it. Probably the recent Moss Rehab, you'll see my other young boy, Isaiah. He shot that one. But it was, I mean, I just looked at it as something to do. Why
So,
not?
so because of the things that's happening, that's going on in your life at that time, did every day become more of a, like a challenge? I'm going to do this today. Everybody looking at me like I'm handicapped or whatever. But I'm going to outdo myself on this today because you was always like that. Before you got paralyzed, it was still always, you was the young book of the crew, but I could ride better, y'all. I could do this. We go jet skiing, whatever we do, you was right there at the top.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I used to, because I remember my ex. I think this probably the main thing that stuck in my head. When I first got hurt, my ex told me that her cousin said, damn, Shane ain't gonna be the same again now, is he? I'm like, what she mean I ain't gonna be the same again? Like I fell off. Like,
right.
what do you mean? So that I think that was my drive. Like, maybe let everybody see, no, I ain't fall off. I'm still the same person. So I think every time I presented myself, I held myself high. And I didn't care. So if I stepped in the room, I stepped in the room. Like I took the room over. Like I didn't care.
You ain't want the pity.
No, I hate it.
Right.
I hate it. Sometimes it get on my nerves. Like, yo, you don't even know me. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you making me feel sad right now. Talking about because everybody bring their situation to yours. Like, bro, we go through the same thing. You fell down the steps and twisted your ankle for a week. What that got to do with me? So you hear I hear so many crazy stories. It'd be funny.
So do you still push the limit?
Sometimes, not as much more, because it like as you get older, stuff start changing and like the same
Start
things
settling down.
it starts settling down. So now it's myself more now that I started a business to try to make that grow. See something that my fruits and labor that my brother stayed on my back for years about.
The twin.
Yeah.
That's one thing about y'all. See, Shannon, you always seen Sean. Like, how did that affect him with this whole situation? Did he ever break down and open all the way up to you?
No, I know though, but I seen him cry, but it was more or less when I was in the hospital. But he never like I could tell, especially when he sold his bike. I definitely know when he sold his bike that the end of that year, the end of that summer.
Mhm.
I knew, I know.
Because I can see him like he still got to be strong for you and the whole
Yeah.
9 yards, but like that's the left part of you and that's the right part of you. Y'all always was as one. Like it wasn't. I never seen y'all argue or bicker about anything. I know it probably was in
Yeah.
house stuff, but outside
All right. So
it was as one.
it's funny with me and my brother. Believe it or not, for the version you seen of me and my brother is not the version we grew up as. So I'm the youngest I always wanted to do everything. So, your older brother wanted to do everything. Get out of here. Leave me alone. No, you can't hang out with me. So we would always fight because I wasn't allowed to do nothing. He graduated high school and he wanted to go live with my cousins in Virginia. So he went down there, lived with them, and started working. But as he got down there, I think he realized how much we was close, how close we really was, even
Right.
though we didn't know it. So, you know how you get homesick, like, Mom, I'm ready to come home.
Right.
So as soon as he came home, it was like instant change. Like, wherever I go, you go. He got a car. It was like I was his best friend from there on out. Like, all his best friends that he hung out with start less and less hanging out, and I start being the one. And that's when I knew we was like inseparable. And then you could tell like he missed me so much. He's like, nah, he all I got. So that's our motto. We all we got.
That's all I
Y'all
ever
only
seen.
two.
Yep. Yep.
That's all I ever seen. I never seen no difference. So, like I said, I know everybody go through their little problems, but I never seen that with y'all two. It's like,
No, if we get in an argument, it's not even an argument. It's just a discussion where I'm probably talking louder than normal because I always get like that. When I'm in a discussion, I just get real hyper. And I'll be like, yo, even though it might be arguing with you, I really ain't arguing with you. I'm just like that. And we could be laughing in 10 minutes. So we 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 probably haven't gotten in a fight since we was kids. Once we started hanging together, it wasn't nothing to fight about. But he was what I was with.
right,
What I ain't have, he he made sure I had. Like, truthfully, that everybody got idols. That's my idol. I got two idols, my brother and my cousin. And my cousin is my brother's idol.
I can see that. I can really
It's
see that.
weird. Yep. I ain't never look up to nobody but my brother. Everything he did, I wanted to do. Anything he got into, I wanted to get into. He never left me out of anything.
And that probably motivated him to do more because Sean is a go getter. Like he's
Yeah.
always about his dollar, always about his business,
And he get
very
that from my
humble.
cousin. My cousin from South Carolina. Well, when we was kids, we used to go for the summertime with my grandparents in South Carolina. So we had a southern upbringing along with a city upbringing. So it was kind of a balance of keeping us out of trouble because down there, when you're around a preacher and you're around everybody that go to work and do everything right, it kind of clicked. And at the age I was, I didn't really get to see the harsh drug game going on because our old heads was like, nah, get from around here. We wasn't allowed to hang around it at
Right.
all. If you ain't at the schoolyard playing basketball and just happen to see them boys over there, it wasn't no chilling on the corner with them. Get out
Right.
of here, young boy. Get out of here. You just knew. So down there was more or less that's who I'm hanging with. So when I see him to go to work and get something, that's what they teach you. You got to work to get something. So that learned me a dollar is a dollar. I don't care how you get it.
Right.
It ain't dollar don't come with no nothing on it. It's how that's what you make for your labor that you do. So I never seen nothing as too beneath me to do. That's why I don't get some of these kids like, yo, y'all don't understand how much money is out here for simple things. It's crazy.
It's crazy. They don't see it. They think everything they're entitled to
Yeah.
everything.
So I go to Chick-fil-A a lot. And there's a younger guy in Chick-fil-A. So he always like, what you do? I said, I own a tow trucking company. He's like, well, how you get this car? I said, well, what's your credit look like? I said, oh, I don't got no credit. I said, that's the problem right there. So anybody teach you about credit? He's like, nah. I said, you should learn about credit because without that, you'll never had nothing. I don't care what you see out here. Is anything you've seen of significance, they got it because of credit. And you really can't move in this world without credit, period.
No question. So what would you going from one lifestyle to the next lifestyle, your motivations, your up and down, your support system, everything like that. For kids that's going through that kind of trauma in life right now, what would you say to them right now, today? Because that's a hard transition.
Yeah, truthfully, and it's crazy because this situation let you know who really your friend and really who just there because they don't want you to feel bad, or they there because they want to be here and you need something, I got you, no questions asked. So I had quite a few that kind of kept me to where I didn't have to get in my thoughts alone or worry about how people thought about me because it was always somebody there to let me know, bro, you good, you still you. You still you. So as I start seeing it, then you feel better about yourself. Then you start doing things. Then you find out you still can have sex and stuff like that. So now you're like, oh, I can still be me. Still get the little girls, you get the curious ones. So you kind of start like, all right, it ain't that bad until you just had some bad days. But that's with everybody.
Everybody.
That's with everybody. So my thing is the stuff I know, it be like, y'all don't understand. Like y'all here doing the craziest stuff. But when you get down McGee, all on board, you was talking and all that. You was, yeah, this, that, and the third, we just did it. I promise you, maybe one might come down there. And when he really see what you going through, he ain't trying to be around. I done seen people, moms turn on them, people, husbands, wives. Uh, my last relationship, she was working with a chick, and the chick she was with her husband for years, but he was in the streets, kind of doing her wrong. And one day he get in an argument, and the boys shoot him up and paralyze him. So she called me, and the first thing I said, I knew exactly how it was gonna go. I said, she not ready. She like, what you mean? I said, she not ready for that. Cause first of all, they didn't have a good relationship from the way he treated her.
Right.
She really about to catch hell. Because I know how when something bothered me, I just took it out on people. It might not even been them, but just the state of mind, I just
Right.
lashed out. And it's nobody fault. It just, I can't do nothing about it. So I'm mad. And I feel as though you irritate me for something that I don't feel like hearing.
Right.
But with him, you talking about, I think he was in his 40s when this happened. So now you talking about somebody who done lived a longer life than I lived. About to go through the major training. His was higher than mine.
Okay.
So he only had really shoulder and arm movement. But got a mouthpiece on him, man, cussing her out and verbally abusing her. And I knew it was coming. I knew it. I said, they gonna break up. She not ready for that. Because he not ready for that.
Right. He don't know how to direct that anger.
Yeah, he not ready for that. And the good thing, like, it's different for every person. If you like for a street brother, it might hit harder than me because I hurt myself.
Right.
When somebody hurt you, now you mad at this brother hurt you and put you like this. So that anger, and then nobody understand you in that anger.
Okay.
And the person you already been, so kind of will help me a lot. The person already been was a happy person. I could brush things off. I don't know if anything happened to me, I was always able to just brush it off. Like, all right, fuck this shit.
Well, you always had so much going on, so it wasn't one thing
Yeah.
to focus on. So basically, it's like the people, the core that you have around you have to be understanding. They can't let you fall into that misery state where
Solid.
as though, because
Solid.
the first thing that hit you is, I can't. And you have to let people know that that's not the only way to live. Like,
Yeah.
there's way bigger things in life than what you're used to. Now you're a kid all over again. You gotta grow into this new lifestyle. But it's so much stuff to offer you with even being paralyzed.
Yep.
Life don't stop.
Yeah, definitely don't stop. And now with him, when I first got hurt and I started talking to dudes that got hurt in the 70s and the early 80s and stuff, they would even the beginning end of my stint when SEPTA wasn't even accessible at all. SEPTA wasn't even accessible to where one of the kids that was playing basketball with us, he used to catch SEPTA a lot. So he started the lawsuit against SEPTA. That's why now you see all SEPTA trains and SEPTA buses is handicap accessible.
Right.
He used to be like, yo, go stand out in your corner. Every bus ride past you, write the number down and call him. It's $1,000. Like, he used to be like, what? Man, I ain't going out there. I ain't getting on no SEPTA. I'm getting a car. That's my whole thing. I ain't getting on no SEPTA. I ain't never drove SEPTA since high school. I'm getting a car. So, everybody looking like, bro, that's how they looked at me. You ain't getting no car. What are you talking about? You just got hurt. You don't know what's going on, but I don't know. But I know what I got on my mind and what I'm striving to get. Like, yo, I'm trying to get back to driving, be out. We gonna go to Virginia Beach.
Still
Like
live
I've
your life.
already thinking ahead what's going on, what I'ma do. So when I hear people talk, I might look at so they should always hate when I come up. Oh, you wasn't lying. Like, no, if I put my that's one thing. You put your mind to it, you can do it. I
I'm
don't
glad
care
you said that.
how long it take. And I was never the one that I needed it right now.
I'm glad you said that because as I'm listening to you, what I'm getting from it is it's all about mindset. Absolutely the support system, but you still have to have that mindset. And I think it was good that you had that strong support system to help keep your mindset positive
Yeah.
and strong. Because you went through a life changing situation that for some people sends them to depression and
Oh,
drugs
yeah.
and a whole lot of things. So just hearing you speak, I'm impressed by the mindset and your will to not let anything stop you and just drove you harder to do greater and bigger things. I think that's a hell of a message to send out to people, and not let anything get you down. That nothing is
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah. Cause I mean, you gotta change the narrative really. Cause everybody first thing needs to think, I'm at the club. Why are you here? Why are you here? You all right? Is you all right? Like, I'm like, oh, something wrong. Like, what's I'm about to go there? You know, when somebody asks you, you all right, you think something about to happen.
Right.
But they shocked that I'm here. Like, I done had people say, I'm shocked you came out. Like, why are you shocked? It's like I was always the unicorn. Like, and I done, so you never met my brother. So we favor a lot to people, not to me. I can see it, but nowhere to where we should be
Mistaken.
mistaken. I done had people cuss him out. You fake and you was in a wheelchair. I just seen you was in a wheelchair. I knew you was lying. I knew you could walk. You look like what? Like I'm talking about literally. And I done seen like the girl was cussing him out about how he could walk, and then here I come. And she's like, oh, and they know what to say.
Right.
But she really thought he was playing a game to get girls. I'm like, we don't even favor that much. Do you didn't realize we didn't got the same clothes on? Like I got afford. Like it was weird, but it's been numerous of times. Like that ain't the only time. And I had cops say, "Yo, you really in a wheelchair?" Like, what? Like I'm lost. Like what else? You think I'm playing? It's like you just don't look like you belong there. I'm like, well, how does that look? You know, you'd be surprised the weirdest conversations. And I gotta deflect it and take it somewhere else because I don't really like talk about that shit. Like, dang, what we here for?
Well, you definitely, like I said, are impressive. I love your spirit, the mindset, just like you have so much energy. And that's a good thing. We definitely appreciate you coming and sharing and being vulnerable to answer the questions and open to talk about whatever. We appreciate it. And we thank you for coming on.
Anything for Uncle Rob.
My man.
This gonna be the next senator for Mount Airy. We about to put him in politics. Cheryl Parker made it the mayor. She was Mount Airy.
I don't want the problems of the
Politics.
The politics. I might get hit.
Yeah. I mean, we need some change though.
Hey, we did that on our own without the politicians. You know, we just need to come back together in unity, bring the
Yeah.
schoolyard, the rec, back in
Yeah.
effect. Even if the young ones don't get aboard in the beginning, they'll get aboard once they see all the
Yeah.
fun we have because we definitely had a ball.
Yeah. Now, I don't think a lot of people know what they missed. Yo, that was the golden era. I promise you, we had so much fun.
We're going to try and bring some of that fun back. But in the meantime, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share.
One time.
Peace.
Yeah.